Good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, wishing everyone a healthy and a significant winter ahead, at least as much as the Yontif holiday season we just went through. Number two, a day after the holiday season, a mistake happened in the minyan that I davened in, which is typical. And that is that the Chazzan said Morid in place of Mashiv Haruach Morid Ageshim. It's typical because we just began to say it yesterday, and I don't blame the Chazzan for going by his habit and saying Morid Atal. The entire congregation corrected him. Everyone screamed out Mashiv Haruach Morid Ageshim, and the Chazzan corrected himself before the end of the bracha. My question is that the proper behavior? And I'd like to say three things. Number one, if you don't know if that's the proper behavior, don't correct the Chazzan. You may be wrong, and therefore you're embarrassing someone in public. So, if you know for sure it's a mistake, obviously you correct him, but if you don't know or you have a doubt, don't. Number two, in this particular issue, the Shulchan Aruch paskins that if you say Morid Atal in place of Mashiv Haruach Morid Hageshem, you do not have to correct yourself, because Tal, is falling at this time of the year, even though we're praying for rain, or beginning to at least mention rain. However, saying Morid Atal is not totally a mistake, and therefore the Shulchan Aruch paskins, you do not have to go back if you say Morid Atal. The Mishnah Berurah in the name of the Pri Megadim, however, is quick to point out that's only if you already finished the bracha, sort of b'di'evet. But if you're still in the middle of the bracha, then you should correct yourself, and therefore what the congregation did was in place. And here I'd like to add one more thing, and that is, who's right? There's a Shulchan Aruch, there's a Mishnah Berurah. I believe that if indeed a person comes to you after davening and says, I didn't say it, but I said Morid Atal, the answer is clear, he did the right thing by not repeating Shmoneh Esrei. But if it's a public Amidah, namely it's a Chazzan that volunteered to represent the entire congregation, the scrutiny for a Chazzan might be different than an individual, because he's volunteering to represent us all. And if he's volunteering to represent us all, by virtue of that one tefillah, that chazarat hashatz, that he is now offering to God, then perhaps we have to ensure that it's as proper as possible. Namely, even during the holiday season when we added Zochreinu L'chaim, Melech Chafetz B'chaim in the first bracha, where if you skipped it, you do not have to go back. If it was a Chazzan, perhaps we should consider yes, because no one forced you to be a Chazzan, and if you are, perhaps the scrutiny and the criteria is higher. So to sum up, if you say Morid Atal in place of Mashiv Haruach or Morid Hageshem and already finished the bracha, you don't have to go back. If beforehand, I advise yes.